Alright, back again with another collection video, the second part of the Eureka Entertainment Blu-ray collection, and this is the backlog. So in part 1 I went through all the movies that I watched, released by Eureka, Western movies, Hong Kong movies, Japanese movies, and so on. Now I'll go through all the stuff that is in my backlog, or otherwise box sets that I've watched something out of, but not everything. So let's start off with the box sets. I have a sealed copy of World Cinema Project. This is volume 1. The second volume hasn't emerged. Don't know why. So this has 3 movies in it. I think from Turkey, and where else? Where are these from? I can't remember. It says here somewhere. Turkey, yeah. Morocco and Kazakhstan. So that's exotic. Revenge, Trances, and Dry Summer. Haven't watched any of this. Now, the annoying part about the World Cinema Project is that some of the best movies that this project offers have never been released on Blu-ray in UK. But they do have American releases by Criterion, so stuff like Edward Yang's Taipei Story. Not available in the UK or European region. Right, then I have this box set of Andrei Zulavsky's sci-fi movies and other stuff. The Third Part of the Night, The Devil, and On the Silver Globe. Haven't watched any of these. I did open this because I wanted to take a look at the individual art and so on. But I didn't watch any of the movies. I was about to watch On the Silver Globe, but then I realized that it's a bit too long for, or it was a bit too long for that specific time. How long is this? 165 minutes. So I ended up not watching it at that time and still haven't. Should be pretty good. So yeah, I think this is sold out. Like most Eureka limited editions, these sell out quite quickly. Now, one of the annoying things about Eureka Entertainment is that the print runs for these limited editions are so limited that you have to almost buy them immediately, or you will not be able to get them. So, I mean, this sold out in less than a month, I think. Some of the ones have sold out even during the pre-order period. Right. And then I have a couple more box sets here from Hong Kong. Once Upon a Time in China trilogy. This is the same kind of box set that I have for the Police Story movies, or the first 2 movies in that series. So Jet Li, martial arts movies, quite well known and well liked. 3 of them here. I haven't watched any of them. Do all of these have booklets or just the first one? Oh, there is a separate booklet for the second movie as well. Alright, cool. And what about the third one? It also has a booklet. So 3 booklets for 3 movies. That's nice. This looks to have some kind of Western vibe to it. So there's that. And then by far the most expensive Blu-ray box set that well, it's not the most expensive one in a whole collection, I don't think, because I do have some other ones that I'll talk about and go through in a later video by Artificial Eye. But yeah, this is quite expensive and collectible. This is the Shohei Imamura Masterpiece Collection with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 movies. The Ballad of Narayama is also in one of the Arrow video box sets, but the other ones I don't think have been released by anyone else. There's the man. there are all the movies. Now, the annoying thing about this is that the movies are not in order. If you want to have this image here complete, you have to put the movies in a incorrect order. So the first one is this, the pink one. I watched some of these, but not all of them. So here we have Stolen Desire. This is the first one, debut film. It's pretty good. I mean, it's not exceptional. It's about a theater group that has to leave the city and go into the countryside, and they just, it's like a drama with some comedy elements in it. It's all right. Pigs and Battleships is a fantastic movie. It's a Yakuza movie that is quite unlike the other Yakuza movies of that time, 1960s, early 1960s. It's much more engaging and deep than your typical crime movie from this era. Then there is, what else is there? Oh yeah, Vengeance is Mine. This one I've also watched. A serial killer movie with this actor. What is his name? I can't remember. Ken Ogata. Yeah, Ken Ogata. Fantastic actor. One of his best performances here. He's a serial killer, goes around murdering people, and it's based on a real story. 140 minutes. Exceptional stuff. And The Ballad of Narayama. I prefer the original version from the 1950s, I believe. This is the 1980s Imamura version of it. Much darker and more depressing than the original. Definitely has that Imamura vibe to it more so than what the original has, so it's very different from the original, right? And then there's a bunch of movies that I haven't watched. Profound Desires of the Gods. There is The Insect Woman and Nishiginza Station, which I haven't watched either of those. And then there is A Man Vanishes. So yeah, I mean, this goes for like 200, over 200 euros now. Long ago sold out. So those are the box sets. As you can see, I don't have that many of them. Probably the one that I would like to add to the collection the most is the Samuel Fuller box set, which has, well, I have one of the movies as a single copy here, but yeah, there's a great box set of Samuel Fuller movies that I'm always on the lookout for, but it's quite difficult to get your hands on some of this stuff, right? So some other limited editions that aren't box sets, still sealed. This is one of the other Boris Karloff horror collections I talked about in part 1 about what was the movie, like Night Key and the Black Castle, the box set that has those movies in it. So yeah, here we have The Invisible Ray, Black Friday, and The Strange Door from the 1930s and 40s. Oh, one of them is from the 50s, I guess. So 3 different decades. Very nice. Put it on top like this. Let's shift this over. I have a lot of stuff here, so that's a bit too much. I want to use the whole screen for this one. Right. Then we have Sergio Solima's Revolver, which is a Italian crime movie. Oh yeah, it's the director of The Big Gun Down. That's a really good one. Run, Man, Run. Great director. Not the most well-known name to come out of Italy. Then we have the Troll Complete Collection. So this has the first Troll movie, the second one, which is the cult classic that many people have seen, and then there is the Best Worst Movie documentary. Some more cover art there. I'm not going to open all of these and flip through all of the booklets, but I'll do some of them. Like so. That's good enough. Oh yeah, there's the classic face from Troll 2. Where is he? There. That guy. Cool. For some reason, this release isn't a part of the Masters of Cinema line. I wonder why. Then another horror movie from the 80s, I think. Late 80s, maybe? Oh, it's 79. It's late 70s. Interesting. Prophecy by John Frankenheimer. Frankenheimer is a director that I really like, so obviously I got to have this as well. There you go. Haven't watched it though. Then we got a double set of old horror movies again, Nightwing and Shadow of the Hawk. And these are from the 70s as well, I guess. Yeah. I don't know really anything about them. Some poster artwork there. More horror stuff. We have Pulse, not that Pulse by Kiyoshi Kurosawa, but the American Pulse, I guess. Is this American or British? I'm guessing it's American. It's Columbia Pictures, so should be American. Starring Cliff DeYoung. I don't know any of these people. Well, there you go. It is a horror movie of some sort. Then another limited edition for a 90s horror movie. This is Mind Warp. Or is this more like a sci-fi movie? Post-apocalyptic. Ooh, it has Bruce Campbell in it. That's cool. Gore-filled sci-fi horror from the 1990s. Sounds good to me. And then let's do one more for this stack before starting a new one. Let's take this one. I don't want to put any weight on this. So, Metropolis, for something completely different. Well, not completely different. It's a sci-fi movie by Fritz Lang, the all-time great director. It's from 1927. Some of the best special effects ever in a movie. Still to this day, like animated paintings and stuff like that. The amount of just genius that you have to be able to create all of this stuff that is in this movie from basically like from nowhere, like developing all of these different techniques for doing these like effects shots. Incredible stuff. I've never watched this from start to finish, but I've seen maybe like at least 30 minutes of this movie at various points. Just insanely good stuff. There you go. That's Metropolis. That's one stack done. Now let's continue with the limited editions. I have 2 volumes of early silent movies from Universal. There is volume 1, Skinner's Dress Suit, The Shield of Honor, and The Shakedown. I had to get this because it was on sale and also going out of print, so I had to grab a copy of both of these before they went out of print. In volume 2, which this one interests me much more because there is a adaptation of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea in here, and also the movie Calgary Stampede, which seems like a ridiculous movie. It's a silent movie with a rodeo. So, rodeo horse riding and stuff like that. Interesting stuff. Then a couple more limited editions. The Spy Who Came In From the Cold by Martin Ritt. A classic British spy story by John le Carre. And a Hungarian animation movie, Son of the White Mare. And also some other animation work by him, the director Marcel Jankovic. Looks very interesting. Then moving on to the regular editions. These are not in any particular order, so let's get through these quite effectively. Right, John Ford, Two Rode Together. Then I got a copy of The Quiet Man. Oh yeah, I forgot to say at the start of the video, but yeah, as you can see, the backdrop of this video is quite different also of the other one before. Some people have asked about it, right? So I moved apartments and now I have more space, so I get to have this table in front of something more exciting than just a blank white wall. So now there are shelves in the background. I'll probably move this table around a bit when I'm filming and have different kinds of shelves on the background of these videos. But yeah, I was just reminded about because during the move I have thousands of Blu-rays and video games and books and everything, and all of it had to be moved from place A to place B, which is always a risk. And the only damage to anything that I've noticed was that one of the covers of a book was ripped a little bit, and then this case was smashed. I don't know why. There's a piece missing there. The piece is supposed to be in here somewhere. Where did it go? It was here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this little piece got removed from its place, and now the case is broken. I have to get a replacement case. Yeah, The Quiet Man by John Ford. This is the only damage to anything I've noticed that happened during the move. Of course, there are some other cases that I have that are broken and so on, but yeah, this one used to be just intact. Not anymore. Right. And then Samuel Fuller's Fixed Bayonets. This is part of the box set that I was talking about earlier. I wish I had the box set. Samuel Fuller is so great. Just a crazy guy. Crazy movies. There he is. Just exciting and energetic war movies and crime movies and everything in between. Yeah, this takes place in the Korean War, if I'm not mistaken. Or is set in. It doesn't literally take place in the war. But yeah. Right. Then we have Cloak and Dagger by Fritz Lang, a noir movie. Next up, Fred Schepisi, The Chant of Jimmy Blacksmith. This is an Australian movie, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. From the 1970s, Australian movie. Then we have Sergio Leone's A Fistful of Dynamite. Just a standard copy of this. Some of these have limited editions, but those are long ago out of print and hard to get. Right. Next up, The Town That Dreaded Sundown, a 1970s horror movie that I should absolutely watch quite soon. Seems right up my alley. Then we have F.W. Murnau's Taboo, A Story of the South Seas, an early release, number 61. Another movie by Fritz Lang. This is Spione, Spice. 150-minute black and white silent espionage sabotage movie. Should be pretty good. Next up, we have Andre de Tot's Day of the Outlaw. Revered by Martin Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino. That's an endorsement that I can appreciate, right? So there you go. Another violent movie, A Violent Saturday, by director Richard Fleischer, who is probably best known for Soylent Green and also the Boston Strangler, but Soylent Green is the one that people quote all the time. Yep, there we go. Next up, more horror movies. We have The Other from the 1970s. I appreciated that Eureka released these 1970s horror movies, because 1970s is kind of a lost decade for horror, in the sense that there are a couple of amazing movies and then lots of genres that developed quite nicely, like folk horror with stuff like Wicker Man and so on. But the 70s horror movies are quite top heavy. So there are some really amazing stuff, some incredible subgenre movies, and then a lot of nothing below that. In comparison to the 80s, that is so stacked that you could make a top 100 1980s horror movies and the number 99 would still be amazing. So yeah, I appreciate the 1970s horror movies coming out by at least someone. Another horror movie, The Entity, which is from 1981. This is like a poltergeist ghost movie. And then we have Blackula, the complete collection, 2 movies, Blackula and Scream, Blackula, Scream. Well, it's Dracula, but with a blaxploitation twist to it, right? Then we have Elia Kazan, something completely different, Boomerang. Elia Kazan is a excellent director, somewhat forgotten today, I would say, not, or at least not on the forefront of people's thinking. On the Waterfront is probably his greatest movie, but yeah, Boomerang from 1947. And maybe one more for that stack. Let's do this. Douglas Sirk and A Time to Love and A Time to Die. Douglas Sirk, probably best known for his melodramas. But yeah, this is a wartime movie. All right, the next stack, starting off with Pasolini. Oedipus Rex, adaptation of the Greek tragedy, and the Gospel according to Matthew. These are also a part of the Criterion Pasolini box set that was released some time ago. Apparently those prints, or those new scans of the movies, look much better than these old ones, but I'm still happy to have them. Right, then we have Shane by George Stevens, a 1950s Western. It does have a little bit of damage to the box that has been there for a long time. I have to get the replacement case for that as well. Then we have The Dawn is Dead, a crime movie, gangster movie from the 1970s. 3 Days of the Condor by Sidney Pollack, great director again. Robert Redford as well, great combination. It's a CIA crime movie. Then we have probably one of the highlights of this whole set in terms of the quality of the movie. Robert Altman's Nashville. Just a massive movie, 160 minutes. Ensemble cast, just huge storyline going on there. And a couple more. Next up, This Gun for Hire with Veronica Lake in it. She's always great. And Robert Preston as well. A film noir from the 1940s. And then, before I get to the... Oh yeah, there's this one as well. Oh, yeah. 2 more movies before the Asian stuff. So, next up, Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth. James Mason, yeah. From 1959. I always like these like 1950s sci-fi posters. So great. And then one movie from the Montage Pictures line. This is Strangled. Wait, there should be a second one as well. I have an Icelandic movie from Montage Pictures, but it's not here in the stack. It's somewhere on my shelf. Well, I'll put it into a collection update video at some point. But yeah, Strangled. It's a serial killer movie from Hungary from 2016. Looks good. What was the Icelandic movie called? It's Under the Tree or something like that. I wonder where I put it. Is it somewhere here? Nah, I can't find it. There's a shelf of Blu-rays just out of screen. I'm trying to look if it's there somewhere. Nah, I can't find it. I'll put it in a collection update video at some point. Right. So moving on, let's go to the Japanese stuff. And then I have Hong Kong stuff as well to finish off this video with. So let's do a rapid fire Japanese round. Golgo 13, Ken Takakura, directed by Junio Sato. It's a manga adaptation action movie. Yakuza Wolf 1 and 2 by, who's the director? Is it Hideo Kosha? No. Ryuichi Takamori and Buichi Saito. So some B-movie caliber Yakuza movies. We've got Kinji Fukasaku's Wolves, Pigs and Men. Some more Yakuza stuff. We got Revenge by Tadashi Imai, a samurai movie from the 1960s. Next up, Kinji Fukasaku and Samurai Reincarnation. Fantasy epic from the 1980s, 2 hour long. Next up, we have a collection of Sony Chiba movies, Bodyguard Kiba 1 and 2. Directed by someone, does it say it here? Who is it by? Ryuichi Takamori, yeah. There you go. Next up, a collection of, well, more Yakuza movies. The Valiant Red Peony, Gambler, 1 through 3. I think there are... How many movies are there? Like 5 or 6 of these? I guess there are at least 6 of them. So the first 3 in this series should be pretty good. Then I have just a standard copy of Kwaidan. The limited edition of this is quite collectible. Ghost Stories, classic movie. Next up, we have more Kinji Fukasaku, I think. Yes. The Fall of Eiko Castle. Another one of his late 70s, early 80s kind of historical movies. Then we have Bakumatsu Daioden. This is quite a rare one by Yuzo Kawashima. What is the English name of this? It's a Sun Tribe myth from the Bakumatsu era. This is a very highly regarded 1950s movie. Right. And so I have run out of space. on the screen, but I will continue and just do a double stack. So I want to get through all of this stuff in one video. Maybe I will take these and shift them here. Yeah, and I'll start a new stack on the side. Something like that. So next up, I have two movies by Kiyoshi Kurosawa. Journey to the Shore. I've heard that this movie is complete ass. I know people who hate this movie with a passion. So, well, still got it in a collection. Then I have a copy of Creepy by the same director, Kiyoshi Kurosawa. Eureka have released a lot of Kurosawa movies, like Kiyoshi Kurosawa movies. Where should I put this? I don't freaking know. Maybe I'll put it back here. Didn't look too good. I'll start just a new stack here in front. Right, and then Hong Kong. Maybe I'll just stack these here on top. It will go out of screen, but that's fine. I'll put Journey to the Shore on top so that no one sees it. Right, and then Hong Kong. We have Burning Paradise by Ring Lam. Lots of action movies and martial arts movies here from Hong Kong. We have the Royal Tramp collection, which is a double pack of Stephen Chow movies. Really dumb comedy movies. Dumb fun comedy movies. Then we have Jimmy Wang Yu in Beach of the War Gods. The name is great alone, but it's about Chinese people fighting against Japanese raiders. Right, then we have a action movie, Queen's Ransom, which does have George Lazenby and his incredible moustache in it. Then we have a Chuck Norris movie, Slaughter in San Francisco, directed by who? Does it say so? Produced by Raymond Chow. Well, it doesn't say who directed it. Oh, Lo Wei from 1974. Next up, Made in Hong Kong by Fruit Chan. 1990s Hong Kong movie. Should be pretty good. Then a triple pack of Sammo Hung movies. This is still sealed. I've seen Eastern Condors, which is great. The Iron-Fisted Monk, The Magnificent Butcher, I don't know anything about, but Eastern Condors, like, that is the shit. It's good. It's really good. Just a ridiculous Rambo spoof. Everyone gets shot with a machine gun. Everyone is gunned down. It's great. Then we have another Sammo Hung movie, The Millionaire's Express. Always enjoy a movie on a moving train. Sounds good to me. Then we have the Double Crossers, again with Sammo Hung in it. This one I don't know anything about. I just got it because it was cheap and has Sammo in it. So that's good enough for me. Then we have, what is this? Full Alert. Yeah, another Ring Lam movie. Yeah, it also has the guy from Running Out of Time, Lau Ching-wan. I thought he looked familiar. Yeah, this guy. Next up, we have John Woo and some martial arts movies. Last Hurrah for Chivalry and Hand of Death. This is before the really famous John Woo movies that he would direct later on. Next up, The Swordsman of All Swordsmen by Joseph Kuo. Joseph Kuo, I don't think I've seen anything by, but the name is very, very highly regarded in terms of Hong Kong martial arts and action movies. So there's that. Then there is Patrick Tam and The Sword. So this is I think this is the first movie by Patrick Tam. He's the director of these movies. I will. That's a preview of a collection pickup video soon to come. So yeah, I have the first 3 movies by Patrick Tam now: The Sword, Nomad, and My Heart Is That Eternal Rose. Right, then some Andy Lau movies: Rich and Famous and its sequel, Tragic Hero, directed by Taylor Wong. Bloody Hong Kong action movies. Some more Andy Lau. This is Casino Raiders. From 1989. And lastly, from Hong Kong, Tsui Hark and Time and Tide. From 2000. Right, let's do it like this, and like this, and like that. Yeah, that's good enough. And then I have 2 more movies here. These are from Taiwan. So King Hu and The Fate of Li Khan. Yeah. Final film in his In trilogy. I haven't seen any of the ones. So, yeah. Why is this listed as a Hong Kong movie? Isn't King Hu from Taiwan? Or am I completely, is my brain just melting right here? I guess he's from Hong Kong. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, moving on. This one is definitely from Taiwan. Hou Xiaoxian and Daughter of the Nile. It doesn't even state the country here on the back, except for here, Taiwanese author Hou Xiaoxian. Yeah, Daughter of the Nile. Let's go. And that's that. That is the entirety of my Eureka collection, except for the one Icelandic movie that I couldn't find. I realized that I have it somewhere stored, stashed. It's stashed somewhere. I don't know where. I'll look for it and I'll put it into a collection update video at some point. So yeah, that's that. Next time, probably a collection update video. Yeah, and after that, something else. I don't know. I have a couple more labels of these Blu-rays to get through. Not that many. So there's still, what is there? There's Indicator Powerhouse. And then there's a bunch of, well, I guess Artificial Eye I will do a separate video on, just because I have a couple of really big collector's editions that I'll completely open and show everything that's inside, which will take time. Then there's Third Window, BFI, Second Sight, 101 Films. Is there anything else? Most of those I don't have enough to just do an entire video on, so I'll do like a compilation, like the rest of my Blu-ray collection type of stuff. Kind of similar to the one that I did for video games, where I just put, PC and Xbox 360 and stuff like that, so into one video. So yeah, so that's coming up. After that, I don't know, I'll do something. Well, yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you next time. Bye.